Hello, Marshmallow Fanboy with another review. This time, I just received from Target the Batman Classic TV series figure Catwoman, the Eartha Kitt version. I gotta be honest, with the McFarlane Batman 66 figures, I haven't gotten any of them because I did get so many with the Mattel releases. So I have a lot of 6-inch Batman 66 figures. I mean, the ones that don't have the mask on them are pretty cool, but I haven't run into those in the wild or anything. And I hate to order them because I already sort of have them, but there's no Eartha Kitt version of Catwoman in that series, so I had to have it. Also, I think they're coming out with a Julie Newmar version, and I'm not absolutely certain that I have a Julie Newmar Catwoman as well as an Eartha Kitt Catwoman. Could be that I think Robin was something that you couldn't get unless he was in the 3-pack. So I think I'm missing Robin. So I'm not a completist at the Batman 66 series. Though when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of the series. Of course, it was in syndication, so I wasn't watching it brand new or anything. But right off the bat with this card, I like you can't really see from that distance, but you can see the dots that make up the design. It looks a little like zip tone, what they used to use in comic books where they put dots down and then the colors would just sort of run through it. I know it's not exactly like that, but I do like the texture. It's just reminiscent of it. I also like and I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can adjust the light here. But she's got sparkles all over her, and I think they're painted on. I don't think they're actual sparkles, but they look really, really cool. That's just good detail on the face. There's the little mole. It's just a really good Eartha Kitt likeness. It's fantastic. And I don't think that's a photograph. I think that's a picture of the action figure. So I skipped on the Batmobile, which is a weird thing, but I got the Mattel version a few years ago, the one that can fit 6-inch figures, and that one is fantastic. I do like that they say it was designed by George Barris. That's something that is something cool because he passed and he invented he created a lot of the great movie and TV vehicles, including the Michael Keaton Batmobiles and the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 and the Back to the Future car, and gosh, I think the Coyote from Hardcastle McCormick was his too. Just a ton of really cool things he designed for movies and television. So that's a nice shout out. So I'm gonna open this thing up. I haven't opened a McFarlane Batman 66 figure before, so let's see what we've got. Okay, so let's take a closer look now that she's out of the package. I liked that it was really easy to take out of the package. That was a nice change from the Masters of the Universe figures, except for Revelation. They kind of come right out of the top if you just cut open the top. But the package, easy to open. Thank you very much, McFarlane. Came with 2 sort of sound effects that I imagine you're supposed to attach to their wrists or to their ankle if you could get a kick off. But they're only displayed sort of in this way. They only kind of stick straight up. I couldn't stick another one on her without obscuring her face. But displaying her with maybe her arms open and ready to slash on both sides, you could add both sound effects, and that would look good. So I tried to pose it out a little bit. It's pretty limited because the legs don't have a lot of articulation. So let's go over it. So the arms, they have the ball joint at the top. They go out real wide once you get them moving. So she can give a big hug or a big slash, or she can draw back She also has sort of a hinge there where she can move. I'm not sure what kind of joint you would call that. A swivel. Swivel, sorry. Swivel. The elbows bend about, well, more than 90 degrees. She can do some really dynamic posing with the flexibility just in her arms. See here. That one bends about 90 degrees. This one, a little bit more than 90 degrees. Oh, she can fold her arms like that. It's not very convincing, but if you get it from a certain angle, I suppose it would be. Now that it's out of the package, maybe I can show you sort of the detail. I don't even know if you can see that, but the sparkles that are painted on, you can kind of catch them a little bit. So the torso turns, the head turns side to side a little bit, a little tiny bit of moving up and down, just a bit. Not horrible, but not great. The legs move like this, but they don't move out. On some of the multiverse figures, they had a hinge on the inside that would move out instead of a ball joint, but this just goes up and down, and it goes back a little bit. So you pose her sort of flying at an enemy or something. The knees, about less than 90 degrees. And the feet, let's see. Do the feet move at all? Oh, there's a swivel sort of at the top of the boot. Oh, and the whole sort of there's like a ball joint at the knee, so it doesn't just bend. You can do a lot of stuff with that. Let's see, and I can't get the feet to do anything, so I think the feet are frozen in place, which is not a major complaint. I understand that this figure is not McFarlane's wheelhouse exactly, the 6-inch figures, and also that he probably digs the Batman line. He probably watched that quite a bit when he was younger too, so he's probably really excited to be putting out these figures at this price point. But at this price point, I can't ask for DC multiverse sort of articulation. Also missing in action is Mattel used to have a base for the figures. Their Batman 66 figures. They would come with like a Batman logo or something. You'd be able to stand the figure up on this. This one does not, but it does have... No, it doesn't have any holes in it. You'd have to drill your own. That's a bummer. But the boots are really nice. They have the little stiletto heel. That's kind of cool. It's very screen accurate to what Eartha Kitt wore in the show. And I love the addition of the sparkles. McFarlane is always trying to give us just a little bit of extra value. And I think that paint hit is his way of saying, hey man, like, I'm not going to give you a whole lot of articulation, but I still think you guys are cool. And I think you'll dig this figure. And in this case, he is right. I dig this figure. This is a good looking figure and a great add to my collection.